I gotta be totally honest with you guys. I'm really proud of what Scotland has become under my careful tendings. It is a very... It's a very beautiful empire, and I'm very happy with the way this is playing out. So, we're picking up exactly where we left off before, and we have to choose a governor title, and that's exactly what we're going to do. And I worked out a little bit of a plan beforehand, so I'm not going to have to sit here and think about it. I'm going to give my boy Mengus a promotion. He is the cornerstone of our society right now, and the provisions bonus plus 20% production towards industrial zone buildings in this city, and settlers trained in the city do not consume a population. That is amazing for two reasons. We're going to build an industrial zone in Valo City pretty soon, and we're also building a settler that will be done in 5 turns, and that's not going to consume a population. So we're just spitting out babies left and right, so this settler is not going to take away from our city, and that's fantastic. Now, despite the fact that Scotland is doing very well for itself, it would appear that Alexander is trying to do well for himself as well by settling 3 cities off to the west where we could have populated. I was actually planning on building a city in this position eventually, maybe even over here as well. This is a pretty decent spot, but Alexander beat me to it. But, you know, I say this in almost every episode. I'm constantly thinking about destroying him. And one of these days, I'm actually going to do it. But for now, he gets to live. Now, on to other things. We have to try a little bit harder to micromanage some points of our city to make sure everything is growing correctly. Now, Stolen City's population is 9 out of 9. And that's unfortunate. Because they can't really grow anymore. It'll take them 35 turns to get another population, but they're not going to have anywhere to live. So we should try and get some more farms down to allow that to work itself out. Now, where the hell are we? Oh, they're putting it right there. But the tricky part about that is trying not to put the farms in places where we're going to put districts. And I imagine if I was to place another district, because I can make anything, really. The thing with Stolen City is there aren't too many optimal districts that could go here. We're getting the industrial zone, which is fine. We've got the commercial hub, which is fine as well. But there's nothing else super optimal. Another holy site would be okay for additional faith that would allow us to spread our reach a little bit further with more apostles and whatnot. But I think a smart idea for Stolen City would be an entertainment complex, because we wouldn't be taking advantage of a lot of adjacency bonuses if we built a campus, holy site, or theater district. So as soon as this workshop is finished, that's what we're going to do. And we'll probably put it... I guess it doesn't really matter where we put it, because there aren't any adjacency bonuses for it. Though there are wonders that can only be built next to an entertainment complex. So we got to consider... There's too much stuff to consider. Let's just build some farms, all right? Let's keep it simple and make some farms. Sending the builder. He's got 1 charge left. He's going to build a farm somewhere. Over here. Here? Here. He's going to build a farm here. Okay. And you just go sleep. It's getting hot in here, so that means it's time for people to start taking off all their clothes and preparing for the summer. And I'm not a big fan of the summer. Not gonna lie. If you've been with the channel for a while, then you've probably seen a playthrough or two where I've talked about this at length. I don't like the heat. I don't like sweating, and I sweat a lot during the summertime. It's because I'm a little bit overweight. That's why. You know, I'm not fat. My doctors tell me I'm fat all the time, but I'm not gross to look at. You know, if I had my shirt off, you wouldn't be like, ew, put it back on. Nobody wants to see that. You'd be like, it's a normal adult human being that doesn't live in the gym. You know?
Rocks in my path, I keep them all. With them, I shall build my castle.
Some of these quotes, man, are very silly. I watched the Sean Bean documentary the other day, and my oh my, what an amazing experience that was. His voice is truly amazing, and you guys know I love just the sultry, smooth stylings of a little bit of Sean Bean. There's something about the way he his Yorkshire accent mixed with the cool, collected tone makes it quite enjoyable to listen to. And a lot of times I do wish I had a little bit more Sean Bean in me, but there are many people that have said that I have a voice that's easy to listen to, so maybe I shouldn't be asking for somebody else's voice, and I should be happy with what I've got. But on going back to Civ, though, our settler is about to be finished, so we can set them on a course to settle one of the few remaining free spaces of land. And we don't even really need to worry about escorting them, but I will send a warrior down to meet them just in case India declares a pseudo-surprise war against us. Now, unfortunately, right now, we don't have enough population available in Valo City to build an industrial zone, so we're going to have to wait till we get to a population of 10. So we should pick something to build in the meantime that's not going to take too long to make. And we should also pick something good. Alright, we'll build a lighthouse. That gives a housing. It gives great admiral points, which I super don't care about in this particular playthrough. Nobody has tried to attack us from the sea, and I don't imagine anybody will in the coming turns, in before a nuclear submarine destroys us all. Yeah, and I think we all, to a certain degree, want things that we don't have. So I hear Sean Bean, and I think he's got the most amazing voice ever. But I completely neglect that I've got a pretty nice sounding voice as well. I forget these things sometimes. So, our builder's in position. As soon as the globe stops turning, then we will build a farm. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get to a golden age for the next age unless we have enough time. There's roughly 21 to 81 turns until we reach the next age, and we are 4 points away, which seems like we have a lot of time. But I'm not entirely sure right now what we can do to get any more error score. I think I still have Exodus of the Evangelist active right now. Yes, I do, so I could convert a city. So maybe that's what I should try and focus on, because I would enjoy the Golden Age benefits a lot. They are tremendously beneficial. Ooh, now this is really important. We just finished recruiting a great general, which will give us +5 combat strength and 1 movement to medieval and Renaissance era land units within 2 tiles, and grants 2 loyalty per turn from the city that he is activated in. So if we use his active power, we get that. His passive power, he buffs nearby soldiers. We're going to recruit him, and I did talk about this very briefly, that he would be tremendously beneficial in destroying Macedon. It would give us a tremendous military advantage, really in destroying anyone. So if we wanted to sweep across India, having this great general would help us do so, because we are currently in the medieval age, and we're doing all right as far as technology goes. But well, actually, let's take a look and really analyze this. We are currently tied in terms of scientific research with Chardragupta, which is India, and Pedro, Brazil, who we're not really concerned with. Behind us tremendously is Alexander and a whole bunch of other people. So if we were to go to war with anyone within the medieval and Renaissance era, we'd have a big advantage, assuming they don't have any great generals. I'm going to assume for the moment that Alexander doesn't have a great general. I could look through and check. Yeah, Chardragupta has a great general, so he could be a challenge for us. But that's assuming that he kept them around, as opposed to using the active ability. You never really know with the AI. They make some interesting decisions. But yeah, but the point is still the same, though. If we do decide to go to war with Alexander, we'd crush him within probably 15-20 turns. We could take him out, and that would provide us with some insane benefits. So I think that it's feeling like it's more and more on the table as something that we want to do. Well, this is certainly an interesting development. A trade route just finished, and we have a lot of cities that could benefit from it very greatly. Since we're trying to make Valo City grow faster, and since we're about to make an industrial zone here, it would behoove us to have more trade routes coming out of there to increase the production in that city. But it would also be beneficial if we sent the trade route to Havana to help it grow a little bit faster, raise the production, so the commercial hub that we're building here doesn't take 5 billion years. And I think that's what I'm gonna try. So I'm gonna transfer this trade route over to Havana, and then I'll send it over to Valo City, and pretty soon I think I may just buy a builder shortly and start improving some tiles. Man, builders are expensive. 1,125 gold. We don't have a good enough income. That's a problem. Well, you know what I'll do? The next builder that's finished, I'll send him across the ocean so he can start improving some tiles, and I'll use my gold instead to purchase a few and start improving. Because as bad as that city is now, it could be something truly amazing. So we gotta try. We gotta try and be as proactive as possible in making this terrible investment something a little bit better. Alexander wanting to make another trade, 5 gold for 30 turns in exchange for some foxes and open borders. He doesn't have anything else that he could trade with us. Let me see if he can get a little bit more money out of this guy. No. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay. 8 gold for 30 turns in exchange for foxes and open borders. I'll take it. In a very strange way, I am facilitating Alexander's growth by giving him amenities from the excess that I have in my civilization. He's giving me gold, which is facilitating the improvement of my cities and my armies. He's basically funding his own death, and I am funding the improvement of his cities that I'm eventually going to destroy. It's an amazing world we live in that these sorts of things can happen. Now, we're currently dealing with some barbarians over here. The pikeman is not a very powerful unit, but it can destroy the hell out of our archers, so we'll have to back them away as we move the swordsmen in. And this trader from Havana is ready to go. Show routes to Scotland. Valo City, 4 food, 3 production, begin route. And we see the amount of time to produce the commercial hub has been cut in half, but it's still 106 turns. However, the population growth has been cut down significantly. That should benefit us. We got to get a builder to start improving these tiles. Alright, and here we go. The city is ready to be founded. And instantly, India is upset. So one of the main criteria for India is he doesn't like to be friends with people that are close by him. And by building this city, well, first of all, there's a rebellion that's going to happen here in 75 turns. So we're going to have to transfer a governor over there. I will use Miss Rena to do so, to boost up the loyalty. That's a pretty simple fix to that problem. But we'll have to consider other ways to boost up that loyalty. Maybe send them some trade routes. I actually don't know all the nuances to the loyalty mechanics, but I do know for a fact that having a governor in place here will boost up the loyalty. What should be enough to keep them from rebelling in 75 turns. But as far as what they're going to build, I haven't really thought this through too much. I generally start with the monuments and the granaries and whatnot to sort of bolster them, and because this place is so close to Chandragupta and he doesn't like us because we built a city right next to him, I should probably make ancient walls there. We're gonna have to focus some of our attention on this city, and we're in hard times right now. We're actually entering a place where, well, things could just get a little bit weird. That's all I'm gonna say about that, because we could enter a very dangerous period where we could start losing all of the good things that we have just by making a small mistake. Your people settled too close. You should consider seeking land elsewhere. There's nowhere else in the world, but I will apologize just to appease him a little bit. He's rubbing his beard because he knows some funny things are happening, or his chin rather, because he doesn't have a beard. Ah, jeez. Ooh, and wouldn't you know it, we just triggered an inspiration for civil service, which means one of our cities just grew to a population of 10, and it was not in my house. Boom. That's a beautiful thing, and that means we have just enough error score to be in a golden age next time, so we can sit back, relax, and be happy about that. Unfortunately, Chandragupta's religion, Hinduism, is outclassing the Thot Patrol. So I think there's so much stuff to do. So we're going to wrap it up here, and we're going to take stock of all the things that we need to consider. Number one on the table for right now is war and violence. Absolute destruction. All right, so I want to destroy Macedon. And I want to do that sooner rather than later. So that means I'm going to have to turn a lot of my focus towards military stuff as soon as possible. Ideally, maybe after I research knights and military engineering, I should feel like I have enough builders and enough ways to improve infrastructure that I can focus on building military, right? So, okay, so that's the plan number one. Plan number two, we do need to find more faith. So I think after we make a entertainment complex in Stolen City, because our amenities are a bit low, and we definitely want to have those as high as possible because we're playing as Robert the Bruce. So we're going to work on that next. And then third priority, holy sites. Because there is no way in this world that any religion besides Thot Patrol will be in my cities. Alternatively, I let him convert one of my cities and declare a holy war on him, destroy him for trying to spread his heresy to my people. So those are the plans. We got a lot of stuff ahead of us. This was kind of a bit of a working episode, I guess. We did a lot of important things today in terms of just trying to get our empire future-proofed and ready to be successful. Unfortunately, the last thing I'll say for real, we're a little bit starved in Valo City. So it would probably be a good idea for the next trade route that finishes to be sent from Valo City to somewhere else. So I might have to do a little bit of rearranging with our governors so that the food intake for Valo City increases, because we're not getting a lot right now. There's a lot of outgoing food because of surplus logistics. Trade routes that end in Valo City get bonus foods, but that doesn't affect Valo City itself. Or we could purchase some tiles, get some farms going on. There's a lot of stuff we can do. There's a lot of stuff we can do, but we're not going to handle that right now. We'll handle it a little bit later. So we'll wrap it up here by saying the name of the game is Civilization VI. The name of the channel is iBluairJgR, Gaming for Comedy. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know if you enjoyed. Let me know if you're a little bit worried about this new city that has yet to be named. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.